Yo, 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 everybody, this is Narcoleptic Cheetah. We're in another episode of Factorio. And today, I want to figure out, well, I want to do a couple of things, but one of the main things I want to do is I want to figure out what we need to get one rocket silo going constantly. I think that's every 40 seconds or so. And the 40 seconds is just because that's how fast a rocket shoots off. So we'll have to figure that out. Maybe it's longer, but we're gonna say 40 seconds. Okay, so I have a rocket silo here, and why can't I put it down? All right, I don't want it to be out of power, so we're just gonna do this. What we need is 10 rocket control units, 10 low density structure, 10 rocket fuel. And it takes 3 seconds to do it. Okay, that's not great. That's already really, really not good. Okay, so if we put speed modules in here, I guess that's the first thing we need to figure out is speed modules and how many beacons we need around it. So let me get some beacons. Beacons are somewhere. They're there. Sure, 10 works, especially since I'm at the storage space. Like, whatever. Okay. One of the other things I need to do is figure out, which one it is. That's not it. One. Replace this one with that one. Okay. So, how many of these can we fit around it? 1, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, so then we're just going to back it up. So 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Let's see. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, okay. Let's see, 17, 18, 19, 20. So basically 20 of these guys. Each one boosting the thing by 50%, so that's basically 1000% plus the 4 in there, which produced 12. All right, so no, sorry, 1200%. Which would be 13 times, I think. Alright, let's get some these guys. And once more, I'm just gonna, thank you. Let's see if I can just get this going. Yeah. Alright, let me make sure on this with the copy. I got 20 of those. So this thing, plus 12. So crafting speed is 13 now. Let's see. All right. So, just trying to think through this. If crafting speed is 13, then wait, what is it without? So, wait, what? Oh, yeah, okay, that makes sense. So 13 times, which means 3 divided by 13, I think. Get the calculator up. So 3 divided by 13 is 0.23 seconds. And according to this, whoops. So that would be 0.23 seconds for one crafting time. I'm not even paying attention to the other stuff. Right now I'm just... So... How long... So we'd be limited by how long it took to get to 100, I think. Or how many inserts we could do. Or something. No. 0.23 per second. Yeah, times 100 is going to be 23 seconds. Ooh. Okay. 23 seconds means plus the animation would be like 60 seconds. I don't... Hold on, I'm going to be right back. Alright guys, so I did some brief research on the interwebs, and basically turns out that using speed modules, whatever, in the rocket launch pad, rocket silo itself, doesn't do a lot of good. Okay, so the productivity modules actually do better in terms of speed. So there's a bunch of math on the website. Basically, it's we can launch with one silo, we can launch one rocket every 61.85 seconds, right? So in order to achieve our, in theory, goal of one rocket per second, we would actually need 62 rocket silos. Just putting that out there. We're going to need quite a lot. Okay. So if we're launching every 85 seconds, that means we need to generate a rocket part. Well, so this, oh gosh, this is going to get confusing because now we have the productivity modules in there. I am going to tell you what I'm going to do. I am going to set up, oh man, I don't know what I'm going to do. Let's see. I'm going to set up my Excel sheet and I'll be right back. Okay guys, so basically what I just discovered is that my Excel sheet is not equipped to deal with the 41 and some odd seconds of this thing being idle, because while it's doing its animation of the rocket shooting into the air, it also doesn't, I'm trying to think about it, it won't take anything in that time, which means you can't even be producing in that time. So I use the websites. That's just a Wikipedia. If you look up rocket silo stats for Factorio, this is like the first link that comes up. So one good thing is that we will need, so the productivity modules in here means we don't need the entire 1,000 of each of these per launch. So that's good. We actually, in fact, need like 714 or 715. So that will actually save us like roughly, not quite, like it's 285. I was going to say 300 at first. So it'll save us about 285 like rocket control units, or 285 low density structures, or 285 rocket fuel. Although that one's probably the least concerned of all of them for me. So we're going to, I mean, obviously we're going to require a lot for this. One of the things I want to do is try to get at least one rocket silo going so we can just get some science going. If we get science going, let me show you. We're really going to focus on the mining drills. I mean, we need those hardcore. then maybe the worker robot speed on top of that. And then after that, we'll probably need energy weapons. That's not what I think. I always think this is the rocket taking off, and it's faster rocket taking off, but it's not. It's flammables. So stronger explosives, increase the. Wait, what? Rocket damage, grenade damage, landmine damage. Oh, no, that's not what I thought it was. So laser damage, sure. Let's see how much. Plus 70%. Holy cow. Anyway. So we can just protect our base more easily and all that stuff. That's fine. We'll probably save the defense for like when we need it, kind of a deal. Like when we want to expand. That's that kind of deal. Like otherwise, we're probably going to be heavily focused on mining productivity, which is plus 10% per time. But we're gonna need as many times as physically possible, just so our miners are hopefully doing two ore per second kind of a deal. That would be wonderful. Just with no speed modules, if it was just doing 2 per second, that means we could get more per patch. We could get more belts, and that would actually help us out a lot. So that's where our first focus is going to be. But, I mean, as you can see, this needs 25,000 white, and we just barely touched that. And then this one is... Wait. What? Oh, no. Okay, sorry. This one's 12,000, 15, 17, 20, 22. The next one up will be 25, and we're just going to go ahead and start the research on that. Then 27, and so on and so forth. So, luckily, it's just adding like 2 or 3 per... And actually, it's probably, if I'm being realistic, it's probably adding 2,500 per. So, but it's not like times 2 every time because we would just go insane. This one is like times 2 every time. So that's bad. But, all right. So, I guess the next big deal would be to figure out how to get one rocket into space. That'd be wonderful. Hey, can I hit? Oh, I'm hitting not the escape button. So one of the things we're going to need are these rocket control units. Kind of looking at this rocket fuel too. Oh, also, okay, so to maximize efficiency on this, we need each, let's see, I'm trying to figure out how to say this the best. We need basically a full line of each material coming in at one time. Actually, we need 34, so we need 3 stack inserters per thing. So, luckily, we have all this room. I mean, this is how many? That's, whoops, wrong way. Let's get rid of that one. Thank you for the extras. Okay. And let's hit copy. So we can fit 9 per side. So that would be like all of them. We also need to be able to take out 1,000 items in 20 seconds. So that's, let's see, divide by 10 on both. That's basically 50 items per second, which is probably 5 of these guys. That's not too bad. So then we can just dump them into, like, we'll say active provider chests, and we'll do like we did over the storage thing and basically copy this, and the robots will take care of emptying those chests in the time that the rocket is taking off. Okay, so that's where we are right now, and this will provide like I think 25 per second, so realistically 2 launches would be a full belt. Do I have any more of these? I kind of doubt it. Let's see, where... I always lose it. Like, how do I lose the rocket silo? I saw it. It's right here. Do I have another rocket silo? I have a feeling the answer is no. So we probably are going to want something making rocket silos. Just fair. Okay, but first, we're going to do... Wait, I should have more than one. Didn't I have like 2 things of rockets going? No, maybe not. Maybe that was creative. Okay. Alright, so the first thing we need to do is we need to grab... what do we need to do? Well, we need to figure out what each thing takes, okay? So rocket control units takes 1 processing unit and 1 speed module per, and it's 30 seconds of crafting time. Okay, so we're going to pull up our Excel sheet, which you can't see at the moment, but we're going to pull it up. And what we're going to do is we're going to say, I'm going to delete what I had in there before because that doesn't help. And that doesn't help. I don't care about these things. Okay. So we're going to go rocket control unit. Actually, you know what? I'll be right back. Okay, guys, so we're back, and I just wanted to show you guys this really quickly. It says oil-based items calculations. That's not exactly true. This is wound up being just figuring out any items whatsoever. So I figured out, you know, red science, it produces 1 item per machine per round, and the time per cycle was 5. It's basically 5 seconds. But it's in the assembler machine 3, which really means it's times 1.25. So the new time per cycle is 4 seconds. One item per 4 seconds. So then I was like, okay, if I add just 4 speed modules into the machine and then 4 beacons, and this is where all the calculations happen, then the total time per item is 0.8 seconds per item, which means I get 1.25 items per second with all of these upgrades, which means ultimately that, well, I just realized I didn't say needed. Now it does. So if I needed 15 items per second, then I need 12 machines. That's basically the way I worked through this. And if you guys want to go through and copy my little formulas up here, they do tend to work. I have a little drop down menus, that doesn't matter. Now this is a little something different. It's looking at this and it's going over to this sheet and saying, hey, assembler 3, that's the machine modifier is 1.25, so then it does the new time. This will also work for other things, for like going down a thing. So like if I went down to an assembly machine 2, everything will update, but now it takes 6.666666 or 6 2/3 times per or seconds for 1 science, which means I would actually need 20 machines. I mean, that's how much different is that, like between 3? So 12 machines, that's 8 machines. This is why I freaking have this thing. So then red science, well, red science is really easy. It was like, well, it's like copper and iron or something simple like that. But then like green science is inserters and yellow belts, and so I did the same thing, knowing I need 15 inserters and 15 yellow belts, and then like, well, I might only need, so like I get 2 grays per cycle, so I need 7.5, and blah 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 blah. Basically, that's everything I did and everything I needed. So anyway, let's go down to rocket control unit. Rocket control unit produces, let me go back into Factorio real quick, which I think you guys can see this, should be able to. So rocket control unit produces 1 every 30 seconds. Fun times. 1 every 30 seconds. So now we're going to go back to Excel. So 1 unit every 30 seconds, and we are going to make this in an assembler 3, so it's actually 24 seconds. I mean, that 1.25 may not seem like a lot, but it winds up being a lot. So then the speed modules, we're going to use 4, and we're going to use 4 beacons. Actually, Might use more than that. For now, we're going to use 4. We might use 8, but for now, we're going to use 4. And what did I just say? We need basically a belt's worth. Not quite. We actually need like 35 per second. That's 168 machines. Yo, that's a lot. So for the number of rocket controls units we need per second, we need 168 machines. Yikes. Okay. Let's figure that out for the rest of them. So that's going to be the low density unit structure. So that's 1 every 20 seconds. Okay. So now we go here and we go, okay, well, we need low density structure. Oh, I already have it figured out up above. That's fine. Assembler 3, yes please. And then we're going to use 4 of these. And we need 35. So it's 112. What happens if I hit 8 of these and 8 of those? 120 and 80. What? Wait, what? 4? Oh, 168. And 112. And then the question becomes, can we get that many items on there? We might try. Because that's a lot different. Alright. For now, we're going to do 4 and 4 on the beacons. And then we need rocket fuel. Alright, so that's 1 every 30 seconds, and that's made in an assembly machine, which is good. So, rocket fuel, 1 every 30 seconds. I think I have rocket fuel up here somewhere. Maybe not. Okay. And the assembler 3. Did I say 30 seconds? Jeez, I already forgot. This one, 30 seconds. Yes, yes. Okay. So, 4 there, 4 there, and we need 35 seconds, which means another 168 machines. Freaking A, man. That's a lot of machines. And this doesn't even include what it takes for each thing. So, like, rocket control units require blue chips and 1. So we need, okay, processing chips. Ugh. Oh god. Okay. This is for 1 machine, man. And we gotta do this 62 times. I'm gonna cry. Okay. So 1 processing unit. And okay, let's do 1 processing unit. That's 1 every 10 seconds. This is a rabbit hole is what this is. Oh my gosh. So I'm gonna say blue circuit. And that's 1 every 10 seconds in the assembler 3. And we go 4, 4. And how many did we need? God. I think it's 1, right? Yes, thank God. Okay, so 1. So it's basically 35 a second. Okay. If it's like 2 a second, then I would just be completely bored. Okay. So we need 35 a second, which means 56 machines. Yikes. How many machines do we currently have working on blue circuits? It's up here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, this is an old setup. Oh, I never reworked the setup. Oh, we're borked. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I think we're getting, we're getting one line of blue chips, which is enough, I think, for this and this alone. Okay, how many did we need up here? We needed 10. Wow, that's actually perfect. Anyway. Okay, well then. So we actually don't need to immediately worry about blue circuits. But okay, anyway, this is, you kind of get the idea. I go back and forth. Luckily, I have also two screens, so it's not like a flip back and forth normally like that was. But blue circuits, and then we're going to have to figure out for the modules, which I think is just green circuits and red circuits. Yeah, speed module 1, which is, yeah, blue circuits and green circuits, and we have to figure out how many we need of those. And yeah, okay, so on and so forth. Okay, let me see where we are on the episode. I'll be back in just a moment. Okay, guys, so I discovered that we have just a couple of minutes left, but basically I wanted to show you guys this. We already have a low density structure thing sorted out. This is actually for 15 per second, so would need 3 of these. And the problem with this is that we actually can't really make it a whole lot smaller because this requires, as it is, it requires 8 lines of copper. And you can see them just kind of snuck in all over the place. The good thing is it's kind of already designed, so that's all we got to do for it. But the bad thing is it's 8 lines of copper. I'm not even sure how many lines of plastic. I think 2? Yikes. Okay, so that means 6 for our other needs, and then steel might be only 1 line, which means 3 lines. Okay. Alright, so one of the things, before we go, one of the things I wanted to check out was this. Can I click on this? Not connected to a circuit network. Okay, but it can be connected to a circuit network. That is curious. Okay. So I want to test this, but I don't really know how. Can I make this one turn red? Let's see. There are, how many? 48 in each. So 48. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 48 times 2 is 96. So that's like 96 times 3 is 300 minus, what, 12? So 288. So basically, alright. So what I want to do, and this is a little wonky and it'll be just kind of weird, but can I connect? Oh, can't reach. Okay. Let's see here real quick. Can I do something like this? And connect it there and connect it here? Yes, okay. Actually, let's just do 1, because I really don't want to do more than 1. So, like, ooh, okay. Output signals red, yellow, and green. Oh, that's pretty sweet. But the problem is, it's not exactly what I want to do. What if I hit close signal when the specified condition is true? Try to make the signal red and stop any trains from passing. If a train cannot stop in time, signal is yellow, or is already passing through signal is red. The signal will not stop that train. Note, the train will very often stop at the signal and not try to find an alternative path, even if one is available. Okay, that's still good. Actually, I don't think I need to read the signal, so that'd be fine. So, closed condition. Yes, this is what I wanted. So, like, if we said, and this is just purely speculative, So like, if we said needs to be greater than, wait, what? If this is greater than 0, then it's closed. Okay, okay, okay. So I would have to figure out. Okay, so here's what I'm thinking. Is, earlier we were having a problem with trying to figure out. Here, I'm gonna. That's good that that's possible, by the way. So, trying to figure out how we could force trains to go beyond the first stop. Because, like, for example, if the perfect example, I think, is, well, steel, probably. So, let's go up to steel. So, all the trains, assuming that this train, there's no train right here, all the trains are going to try to go here first, right? And that's okay because we have a full line and stuff, but like, what if this were empty? There would still be a train here waiting to be filled up. And we ran into this more when we had limited resources, but that would still be the case here. So what we would want is the train, say this was empty, say there was no train here, but all these boxes were empty. We would want this signal right here to be red, because it's not full and it wouldn't fill up the train immediately. So then this signal right here would be blue, indicating this one's red, so the train would go into this one. And we could set up the circuit condition similarly with every single one of them, I think. And I think that will work for us. So anyway, that's something we're going to get into probably with the next few episodes, because we need trains to go to the one that's the most full, or at least one that can fill it up quickly. So, for example, trains can, I think, steel trains can hold 4,000 steel. So, if this doesn't have 4,000 steel, then it goes to the next one. If that one doesn't have 4,000 steel, then it goes to the next one, and so on and so forth. Hopefully, one of them eventually has 4,000 steel. So, that's kind of the way I want that to work. I think that'll work. Should work. We'll see. Anyway, this is the end of the episode. So if you guys liked it, please leave a like on it. If you haven't already, please subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next episode. Oh yeah, P.S. We are obviously towards near the end game of even our series. So like, what would you guys like me to do next? I know we're probably we might even be 20 episodes out, but what would you guys like to see next? I'm kind of thinking maybe not Factorio, because, wow, this is taking a long time, and I'm kind of Factorio'd out a little bit. But, I mean, I love the game, don't get me wrong, but there's only so much. So, I'm thinking probably modded Minecraft. There's a server that just started up, and I kind of want to like touch on it. Or, I don't know, like some indie game that you guys know of. Just let me know in the comments down below. And like I said, I'll see you guys in the next episode.